switching positions. Ain't gotta ask me whose is it, cause you already know.
Hi guys, and welcome back. I know I told you guys that I was gonna come on here this week. So I was like, yo, I got to get on here and make this video. I was like, I've been saying it, but listen. Once again, life has been lifing. But before we get started, because that's a whole nother story, y'all go ahead and grab whatever you're gonna be drinking. Today I got me some good old water because I've been drinking. I've been drinking too much because I've been going through a whole lot these past couple of days. I've been going through a whole lot, guys. So go ahead and get whatever you're gonna drink, your wine, your coffee, your tea, your juice, your water. Today I got water. I gotta stay hydrated. I really need me some liquid IV. And I have some somewhere. I just don't know where I put it. But I'm really needing it because I'm feeling dehydrated. And like I said, I've been drinking a lot of wine. And that's not helping me. So I really need to find my liquid IV and start drinking that. I'm in another room in the house. I'm normally sitting in my bedroom, but my granddaughter is in there taking up that space right now. She's supposed to be asleep, but she's pretending and watching Paw Patrol up under the covers. That's another story. So I'm in here doing my little video, and I told you I was gonna bring y'all part 2. So I am back today with part 2, and y'all, I'm so discombobulated today. What was this video even supposed to be about? Side chick reunion. Listen, I didn't prepare for this video or nothing. Like, I just was like, dang, I said I was gonna get on here and do part 2, and I don't want to be not doing what I'm saying I'm gonna do. So I'm like, let me go ahead and give y'all part 2. And like I said, I didn't even prepare for it. I didn't even try to think back on the situation or none of that. So I'm just, look y'all, we just winging it. We is just winging it. Whatever comes to mind that I can remember from back then, that's what we saying. Because y'all know I'm old. Your auntie old up over here. And my mind comes and goes. It comes and goes. So, hey, it is what it is. We gonna go with the flow and go ahead and get this video popped off so we can go ahead and get on to other things or whatever. But my little disclaimer, y'all, before this video. I do not condone violence of any kind. I do not. I understand that when people are young, they make bad decisions. I understand that. But I do not condone violence. I think that people need to sit down and talk their situations through. I didn't always think that way, but I do now. It took me a minute to get here, but I got here, and that's a good thing. So we just gonna go on with part 2 of Side Chick Reunion. So y'all, like I left off in the last video, I believe it was, I was talking about, we was over to, I believe I called her Shiny. I think that was her name in the last video. So I was over to Shiny's house, and I was visiting with her and another girl. Did we get the other girl's name? Tweety Dumb. I remember that name. So I was over there visiting with Shiny and Tweety Dumb. So, and as I stated, Shiny was taking pictures of the babies. And like I said before, I didn't mind if she was taking pictures of the baby, It's cool. I don't mind, because I was in love with my baby. Listen, my baby was something to me, just like her baby was something to her. And old girl over here, her baby was something to her. So, I didn't mind. I mean, take all the pictures you want to take, baby, because I was in love with my baby. That was my first baby. When y'all become first-time parents, y'all be in love with y'all babies. Y'all just think the world of your babies. And that's how I felt about mine. So I'm sure that's how the other 2 girls felt about theirs. So, she was taking pictures of the babies and stuff. And like I said, I didn't mind. It is what it is. So after the little visit or whatever, you know, we went home or whatever, and, you know, that was that. But a couple of days later, I'm not sure how long it was. I'm just going to say a couple of days. I don't know how long it was, but baby daddy, or our baby's father, whatever we want to call him, whatever y'all want to call him, we going to call him Jerome. So Jerome gives me a letter. Because like I said, back in the day, you know, we wrote letters. We didn't text. We didn't have, you know, we didn't have phones to be texting and stuff. We wrote letters and stuff. When we didn't want to say it straight to the person, we wrote letters. So he gives me a letter. But the letter is not a letter that he wrote. The letter is a letter that Shani wrote to him. And so, you know, I'm reading now because, for one, your girl already nosy. So I'm reading, you know, I'm like, you know, what is this? So I'm reading or whatever, and, you know, the letter just goes on to say how, you know, yeah, we was, you know, over to the house and stuff, which he knew that. You know, he knew that because, like I said in the other video, we spoke on the phone, and plus he had written me a letter. So he knew that I had done been over there. So she was saying, you know, gave him some pictures that she had took of the babies. And so she was saying about my baby, how he was a crybaby, which he was, but that's not for you to say. Okay? I can say what I want to say about my baby because that's my baby. But that ain't for you to say about my baby. It ain't for you to say now. So y'all know me, my eyebrows started going up. I'm reading though. So she was like, yeah, you know, he's a crybaby. He cried all the time. If you look in the picture or whatever, you see his mouth was open in the picture because he was crying. Really? That's what we doing? Then she goes on to say, and he's really not that cute. Really? Is that really what we doing? Baby. Let me tell y'all something. You know me, right now, and even me back in the day, I talked a whole lot of shit. And especially when I get mad. When I get mad, I get talking real fast, and I talk a whole lot of shit. But kids is off limits. Kids is below the belt. Kids is when you go low, I go low. We don't do that. We don't do that. And from my understanding, from my recollection, we all have beautiful babies. There was no reason for you to try to dim my baby's light to make yours shine brighter, because that ain't what happened. But I understood that that's what you was trying to do. Like, how dare you? Like, how you gonna be talking about my baby? Nah, yeah, you had a beautiful child. You did. But so did I. I had a beautiful child that looked like me and his daddy. And I mean, depending on who he's with at the time, they'd be like, oh, he look just like you. They would tell me that. But when he was with his daddy, they was like, oh, he look just like you. You know, he was one of them kids. I mean, he just took a lot from the both of us. You know, he was not a child that was questioned. Because if you look at him, you know, yeah, that one yours. That one yours. But I say all this to say, you know, you had a beautiful child. Like, she had a beautiful child. Like, how you gonna be trying to dim my baby's light to make yours shine brighter? Like, who does that? Nobody but somebody that's insecure. But anywho. But y'all, I was mad. Listen. I was hot. I was real hot. So I done called up my best friend. Y'all, we was something else. We was something else back in the day. done called up my best friend. So I'm like, hey, come over. So she comes over or whatever, and, you know, she read the letter, and she's like, what? Now, she was wilder than me. You know, so we sit up here. She was like, what? She was like, I know she did. I'm like, yes, she did. So we going back and forth, you know, with, oh, I can't believe she did this, woo. Okay. Young girl stuff. So I called little girl. She was at work. So I was like, yeah, what time you getting off? She's like, oh, I get off maybe around 3 or so. I'm like, okay, well, when you get off, stop by my house. And so she was like, oh, okay. And I was like, because it's important, I want to show you something. So she was like, okay, cool. So we sitting outside. We sitting outside or whatever on the porch. Where was my child? I don't even know. I don't know. My sister might have had my child. I'm not sure where my child was. But anyway, me and my best friend was sitting on the porch. And so we stayed in like these studio houses or whatever. And my aunt and them stayed like underneath, and we was like on top. So we stayed, you know, there, and the front door was open to my aunt's house. And, you know, so she just kept, you know, come looking out or whatever. You know, I don't know if she was keeping an eye on us or trying to see what we was doing. I don't know what she was doing, but she just kept coming to the door, you know, looking out and stuff, whatever. And I'm like, dang, you know, what's she doing? But anywho, old girl pull up or whatever. And so I'm like, you know, she get out, come like, hey, you know, what's going on? She's like, oh, you know, nothing, my child. I was like, well, you know, I got this letter that I want you to read. So, you know, immediately when I gave it to her and she seen it, she knew it was her letter. And she knew what time it was. You know you're right. You know that's yours. You already know what time. I'm sure before she even started reading, she knew exactly what was in the letter. You knew what time it was. It was that time. Yeah, I'm here to check you about that. Go ahead and read it, though. So she got her baby or whatever. She's holding her baby and reading the letter. So my best friend, she takes the baby from her. She's like, oh, you know, let me hold the baby and this and that or whatever. So, oh girl, you know, she reading the letter and you know, I'm just kind of standing there with my hands on my hips like, yeah, I'm waiting on you to explain yourself whenever you get through skimming over this letter that you already know what to say. But yeah, so I'm standing there or whatever, and she's, you know, like I said, she pretending to read this letter. So she finally gets done or whatever, and y'all look, my aunt kept coming to the door, kept coming, looking out, kept coming, looking out. So now, you know, it's like, it was making me nervous because my aunt kept coming, looking out, and I'm like, dang, my aunt must know what's going on, and I really didn't want her to know what was going on or whatever. I did not want her to know because, you know, even though, you know, I was young and it was just, you know, my aunt, you know, I got respect for older people and my aunt and them and stuff. And so I didn't really want them to know what was going on or what I was out there doing because I was really out there. I really wanted to throw my hands. That's what I really wanted to do. But being that my auntie kept coming to the door, it didn't happen. It did not. And I'm glad that it did not, because like I said, in situations, some people, everything don't have to be about violence. Everything don't need to be people being violent. That people can talk through situations and this and that or whatever. And I let her lie through her situation or whatever. Yeah, I went on and let her do that because I wasn't believing none of what she was trying to tell me about this letter. And so, you know, I was like, you know, you wrote this letter, but we both could clearly see that she wrote the letter, you know, but she didn't really mean it how it was worded. So, okay. If that's how you feel, okay. So, y'all, yeah, she went on to, you know, try to say she didn't really mean how, you know, it was in a letter. And, you know, we got over it. But at the time, y'all, I wasn't trying to get over that. Like, how you gonna be talking about my baby? Here I am. I ain't said nothing about yours. I mean, never mind the fact that there was a lot that I could have said. A whole lot that I could have said, but I didn't say nothing, you know, because like I said, kids is off limits. Kids is off limits with me. Like, you don't do that. Now, me and you, we can go at it all day long. But let me talk about my kids, because I feel a certain type of way when you come for mine. I'm going to feel a certain type of way. I do not care what I say about them. That's for me to say. It ain't for you to say. And my baby wasn't ugly, baby. One thing about me, I made some beautiful kids. Ain't none of mine ugly. And they all look just like their mama. Now, y'all, I'm just joking. But anywho, and y'all, that was part 2 of the Side Chick reunion. I thought I'd come on here real quick and give y'all part 2. And like I said, I don't condone violence or anything, you know, even though I really wanted to, you know, I did. That's what was going on. But I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad that didn't happen. I'm glad my aunt was hanging out, doing her thing, being nosy. So, yeah, you guys, that's all I have for today. And let me see, like I said, y'all, I done had a lot of stuff going on this week. Y'all wouldn't believe it if I told you. Then you probably would, because I'm sure there's somebody out there that's going through all the things that I'm going through right now. And don't think that I'm not catching a whole lot of hell right now, because looks can be real deceiving. But I am going through a lot, and y'all, I just ask that y'all just keep me in your prayers, because your girl needs a whole lot of them right now. A whole lot of them. But I'm strong. I'm going to get through them, you know, like I always do. I'm going to pull through it, and it's going to be good. Everything is going to be okay. And that's something that I used to look for from other people, is to tell me that everything is going to be okay. But y'all learn how to tell myself that, because to hell with other people. Other people disappoint you. That I learned. Other people don't do nothing but disappoint. Disappoint. And I tell my damn self, it's going to be okay. And it's going to be okay. So you guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Y'all, I told y'all I've been drinking already. That's why I'm on my water. I'm on my water right now. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And follow me on all my social medias. And I will get with you guys later. Bye-bye.
Got me whipping it up in the kitchen. Sports ain't all we